Blue Jay LaCrosse. Glad to have you with us here tonight and logged on to BlueJayTV.com. My name is Mark Kruger. Delighted to bring you the action. Should be a great season for the Blue Jays. They come into tonight's game 1-0 with a 13-11 victory against Wittenberg to open up the season. Last year, Elmhurst College made its third consecutive CCIW tournament appearance. And for Mark Morrill, the head coach, he is really excited about this season as they will take on the Spartans of Aurora University tonight. For the Spartans, it is their season opener here tonight. A year ago, the Spartans 18-3. Meanwhile, the Blue Jays last year 8-9 overall. They finished 4-2 in the CCIW.
Starting in goal, number 42, Noah.
A very, very tough non-conference schedule for Mark Morrell, and he wanted it that way. He said that he could have had, he could have put up easy opponents and had a really good record going into the conference competition, but he said he wanted the best non-conference schedule to get his team ready for a rigorous conference schedule. The Blue Jays, he said that he would be okay going into the conference schedule really at a 500 clip. So that's why he scheduled these tough non-conference games like Aurora University. The Blue Jays in their home white jerseys with the blue numbers, and you see the Aurora Spartans decked out in blue with the white lettering and the white numbers. Well, for late February, the weather not that bad. 32 degrees, no wind to speak of. You may see on the outside edges of the end zone here at Langhorse Field some piles of snow. But really, that wasn't the issue the last couple of days. It was the rain that came down here in the Elmhurst area. Yesterday, inches of rain, but we are playing on an artificial field turf surface, and so the field is very, very, very dry and in very good condition. I was on it before the game, and that should not be an issue in tonight's game. So the 1-0 Blue Jays going up against the Spartans. It is Aurora's season opener. And the opening face-off is won by nobody yet, and it is picked up by Elmhurst. So keep that in mind. Elmhurst wins the opening face-off, and we are off and running here in Elmhurst. Coach Morrell in his sixth season as the head coach, he said he's lost a lot from last year graduating, but he says he's very excited about a young group this year, especially on the defensive side. Good defensive core coming back for the Blue Jays. Their first offensive possession. 30-second shot clock for 15-minute quarters here. Behind the cage is Quinn Stokes for the Blue Jays. Got a whistle and a timeout taken by the Blue Jays here early on. Just 50 seconds gone by here in this opening quarter, and the Blue Jays call a timeout. Give you an opportunity to tell you about the starting lineups. First for the Blue Jays, Mac Harden, the attacker. Mac had a big ball game in the season opener, 4 goals and 2 assists against Wittenberg. Ty Funderburk is the attacker as well, along with Cullen Nordman. The goalkeeper is Noah Bockefin, and Noah will be filling in some big shoes. He replaces Nick Bonastia, who was a 4-year starter for the Blue Jays. Nick now an assistant for Mark Morrell. Mark's other assistants, Tyler Hall, Garrett Rosiak. Midfielders, Trent Nyberg, Carter Meyer, and Dan Curley. Defenseman, Eric Langston, CJ Galante, and we mentioned Quinn Stokes. For Aurora, the goalkeeper is Tyler Lombardi. He returns that goal for the Spartans. Boy, what a season he had last year. 172 saves. We mentioned the Spartans went 18-3 a year ago. Goals against average for Tyler last year, just 7.4 goals against. So he is a very, very fine goalkeeper for Aurora University. All right, after the timeout, Blue Jays turn this one over. Ty Funderburk with a bad pass, and so now it'll be the Spartans on the attack. First offensive possession here for Aurora University of the season for them.
50 in. Knocked away.
Morrison picks up the ground ball. Tanner Lerdahl picks up the ground ball for the Spartans.
So just try to remind me on that other one. With that.
Aarons couldn't quite handle it. Ball is loose, and the loose ball is picked up by number 29, Braden Toll.
About that kid wearing 11.
Okay.
Because I need to put him in his 10 because they already have him.
Gavin Hardison behind the cage. Guarded by Galante. Hardison makes a move here to the near side, passes it off to Lucchese, and he scores.
Aurora 16 goal.
Joey Lucchese with a score, a 5'10 senior from Lake Tap, Washington, puts the Spartans on the board first here.
By 16. Aurora goal scorer by number 16, Joey Lucchese. Assisted by number 37, Gavin Hardison. Face off, same thing, I'm assuming.
Give the assist to Gavin Hardison, and so it's 1-0 in favor of Aurora University. 13-18 remaining here in quarter number one.
That's the other thing. Will you keep track of goals?
Face off here at midfield. Again, the Blue Jays won the opening face off, and this second face off is controlled by the Spartans, and out away comes Corey Seagal with it. Seagal comes out of the game. That shot on goal is shot by Josh Favorite, saved by Noah Bakafin.
What's that?
Pass it back to Bakafin, and now he passes it over to the far side to Quinn Stokes. Stokes ahead to Curley.
Clear attempt by Elmhurst.
Dan Curley runs along the far side as they work it behind the cage now. Cullen Nordeman with the ball, makes the move, passes it behind the cage. Directly behind the cage now is the Blue Jays working around. Opening moments of this first quarter, Blue Jay lacrosse action from Langhorst Field. Into the game, Marcus Yandall, number 6, freshman from San Diego, California, into the game.
It's like hockey on grass is what it reminds me of.
Harden
Shot by 2.
makes the shot, and it's wide. Mac Harden with the shot on goal. Mac had a big game against Wittenberg. We'll keep an eye out on him. Mac had 4 goals and 2 assists in the season opening win against Wittenberg.
If you see the ball go over that back line,
Blue Jays remain in possession here with 11:42 to go here in the opening quarter. Yandall nowhere to go. Now he fires it back up top to Nordeman.
perfectly legal. That's nothing yet.
Oh my goodness.
Jake Cameron
Women's you can't.
as the Blue Jays bring it around behind the cage once again.
That's some BS.
Making the move is Funderburk.
Yeah, is it?
Funderburk into the crease, getting shoved out, and picking up behind the cage is Harden. Harden brings it up,
Delayed penalty.
and we're going to have a penalty here.
Still going.
First penalty of the game when we stop action here. It's Cameron in control, fires it behind the cage.
The three with the flag was so
Back on top here, this is Dan O'Connell.
Aurora plays aggressively, dude.
Aurora's really good.
Behind the cage is O'Connell. O'Connell comes out.
Play hard. They play hard.
Good defense, gets pushed out. And O'Connell fires it behind the cage to Harden. Matt comes, gets hammered. Shot by Harden is off to the side. Into the game, number 99, Luke Richardson for the Blue Jays, and we'll figure out what the penalty is all about.
6. This is on Aurora.
Foul's going to be on Aurora. Coming out is Sean Arfston, defenseman. Penalty against him. So a man-up situation here for Elmhurst.
1 minute.
1 minute penalty for Arfston. So a great opportunity here for the Blue Jays to score on a man-up situation here. Just underway here in the opening quarter, 10:36 remaining. It's the Blue Jays and the Spartans of Aurora University. Behind the cage now is Cullen Nordeman
I said you have the.
as the Blue Jays work it totally around, 360 around the perimeter,
I've been to games where
giving everybody a touch.
I'm just trying to look at the refs to make sure. Because I hear whistles.
Mac Harden lost it, tried to get it back, down on his knees, and the ball, fortunately, is going to go to the Blue Jays here. That opening game against Wittenberg, the Blue Jays found themselves trailing 8-4 at halftime, but outscored the Tigers 5-1 in the third quarter, went on to win 13-11 to win their season opener. And tonight is their home opener against a very, very good Aurora University team. Shot on goal there by Mac Harden.
you have the hang of it now.
Blue Jays, though, remain in possession. Boy, they've had possession of the ball here for a couple of minutes here now. Up top, Marcus Yandall now as he sets up the offense.
I like watching.
Luke Richardson, the man in the middle, looking to get open. He's got the ball now. Fires wide to the left, though.
Penalty's over, so we're full strength.
Penalty is over for Arfston, so both teams are at full strength now. Blue Jays could not take advantage of the man-up situation, but they still have control of the ball. Canberra now throws it over to O'Connell, O'Connell trying to make a spin move, instead throws it behind the cage.
They're not letting anything get past them. What do they even do? They're so annoying.
Canberra trying to hit a streaking Funderburk.
So annoying.
And it's going to be Max Harden who's going to go out of bounds, and they will turn it over. So the Blue Jays had that possession, boy, for about 4 minutes plus. But they couldn't come away with anything. They did have a man-up situation, and now the Spartans back to work offensively, leading 1-0. Should mention that the Blue Jays, of course, out of the CCIW, a bit of a different look as far as the conference goes in LaCrosse. Carthage, Elmhurst, Illinois Wesleyan, North Central, Dubuque, Augustana, and Carroll are the 7 teams in the CCIW. Conference opener for the Blue Jays will be on April 7th when they travel to Carroll College.
No one on the right side.
Other action tonight in conference play. Cornell is at Dubuque, Beloit is at Augustana, and of course our non-conference game here at Langhorse Field in Elmhurst. Penalty flag down as the Blue Jays on the attack here. Shot on goal is good! And we're tied at 1. Trent Nyberg, the midfielder, the freshman from Carlsbad, California, ties the game up at 1. Trent Nyberg, a 6'4" midfielder, ties the game up at 1. So we're just about halfway through this opening quarter, and we are tied at 1. Great job by Trent Nyberg in transition, firing the goal, getting by a very, very tough goalkeeper in Tyler Lombardi. And we're tied at 1. Third face-off of the game. Each team has won one face-off. And this one controlled by the Spartans. So the Spartans 2-1 in face-off opportunities. And now we've got a whistle here. And what's timeout, I believe. Yes. Timeout taken by the Spartans of Aurora University here at the 7:48 mark of this opening quarter. Face-offs, of course, so important in this game for the obvious reasons. Is the more face-offs you win, the more possessions you get, number one. And number two, the less possessions your opponent gets. A year ago, the Blue Jays averaged just about 11 goals per game. The Spartans averaging just about 16 goals per contest. Goals allowed. Aurora University last year, very impressive. 6.6 goals allowed last year. The Blue Jays 8.3 goals allowed.
So between them, like 160 goals between those three guys. 250 plus scores in the other.
The quarter in which the Blue Jays scored their most goals last year was the second quarter. They scored 53 goals.
We brought almost everybody back. The biggest loss.
Aurora University also second quarter was their best quarter offensively. They scored 102 goals in the second quarter. But we're still here in the first. After the Spartans timeout, 7:48 remaining. We are tied at 1.
Yeah, we were still fairly new. Mark's really done a nice job turning the roster around.
First goal of the game was scored at the 13:18 mark by Aurora University's Joe Lucchese, assisted on the play by Gavin Hardison, and now just a moment ago, it was freshman Trent Nyberg scoring for the Blue Jays to tie the game up at 1. Behind the goal, Josh Boyko, number 4 for the Spartans, brings it out on top. Making the move is Beretta. Now behind the cage is Ben Aarons. Aarons gets double teamed, chopped away. Good defense by Quinn Stokes. Ball is still loose, and the ground ball not picked up, and it's going to go out of bounds to the Blue Jays. So the Spartans turn the ball over here. See if the Blue Jays can capitalize on it.
So this is a clear for Elmhurst.
Elmhurst clearing it. The Blue Jays, by the way, in their win against Wittenberg, were successful 16 of 18 clearing attempts against Wittenberg. Now they are in the offensive mode here. Behind the cage, Ty Funderburk. Jake Heil flips it over to Yandal. Yandal over here to Mac Harden. Behind the cage, Funderburk works it to the far side as they work it around the perimeter here. In the middle for the Blue Jays, Dan O'Connell, number 27, shot on goal, no save. Cullen Nordeman with the shot on goal, Lombardi with the save. And now Aurora University loses it. Here's Harden. And Harden picks up the ground ball, fires it up top to O'Connell. O'Connell flips it back over to Nordeman. Chance now for the Blue Jays to break this tie and try to lead for the first time in the game. 5:40 to go here in the opening quarter. Now behind the cage is Harden. They work it to the far side. Up top now, this is Jake Heil. Again, Dan O'Connell is the man in the middle for the Blue Jays. Now Harden comes in the crease for Elmhurst as they continue to work it around the perimeter. Behind the cage, Funderburk works it here to the near side. Up top, this is Heil. Heil makes the move, flips it back to the top.
Just be ready now because they're getting close.
And the shot, and it's good by Ty Funderburk. Good patience by the Blue Jays on that offensive possession. And Ty Funderburk puts it in for the Blue Jays. 4:49 left. Blue Jays take the lead.
Yeah, but he had to make the move. He made 2 moves. You crack your elbow. Elmhurst goal scored on the system by number 11, Ty Funderburk.
So Ty Funderburk, who had 3 goals and 1 assist in that win against Wittenberg, comes up with a goal here, and the Blue Jays take the lead. 4:49 remaining here in the opening quarter. And that pass was deflected by the Blue Jays. Ball is loose. Ball is still loose, and we're going to have a penalty marker down. Tyler Lombardi ultimately came up and scooped up the ground ball, the goalkeeper, and play has stopped, and we'll see what this penalty is all about here. Second penalty of the game. First penalty against Aurora. We'll see who this one is against. By the way, your three officials, Dave Kroc, Matt Murphy, Joe Perez.
What was it called?
18, unnecessary roughness.
Unnecessary roughness is the call. 1 minute penalty against Dan Curley. So the Spartans will have a man-up situation here on the penalty by the 6'2 senior from St. Lawrence High School, Dan Curley.
Totally better not score. Let's go.
16.
Blue Jays had a man-up situation. They did not take advantage of it. Aurora with a man-up situation. They do take advantage of it. Goal by Tanner Lerdahl.
From 43.
Give the assist to Michael Godderts.
Yeah, first goal for 49 today. First assist for 49.
Yes.
So that ties the game up at 2.
Aurora goal scorer number 9, Tanner Lerdahl. Assist number 43, Ben Ahrens.
Ben Ahrens gets the assist, number 43. Tanner Lerdahl, last year, 12 goals and 5 assists. So he picks up the second goal of the game for the Spartans, and we are tied at 2 here.
One by Aurora. No, not yet. One by Aurora.
And this face-off won by the Blue Jays. So both teams have won 2 face-offs here tonight so far here in this first quarter. Can't get much even than that. Each team has won 2 face-off. Each team has 2 goals. Under 4 minutes remaining here in this opening quarter. We thank you for logging on to BlueJay.com, Blue Jay LaCrosse. Tonight from Langhorst Field. Non-conference battle. Mac Harden tracks down the ground ball, the loose ball there in the corner. Now he's going to jog behind the cage here for the Blue Jays. Harden makes the moves, gets shoved out. Into the crease and now getting pushed back behind the cage. Funderburk. Blue Jays bring it up top here to Yandal. This is Heil with the ball. Blue Jays very patient offensively. They'll work it around the perimeter. We are under 3 minutes to go now here in this first quarter.
It's going to come soon here, actually, at this point.
Heil gets it behind the cage. Funderburk works it to the far side. And now back up to the top to Yandal.
Not yet. There we go. Okay, so it's
Heil. Nothing there. Flips it behind the cage to Funderburk.
Maddie, watch the clock on mine for me.
Oh, gotcha.
Ball is loose, and it's picked up by the Blue Jays. Pushed from behind, and there's the flag.
Reset.
Stop it.
This will be a penalty against the Spartans, so the Blue Jays will have a man up here. 2:19 to go.
The penalty's coming up here. You just hit stop and reset.
And we'll see if the Blue Jays can, again, take advantage of the man-up situation.
Shot clock's off. It's off.
Shot clock is off.
Pushing 30 seconds.
He said white 5-0.
He's meant blue 5-0.
Okay.
30-second infraction. The foul is on Jameson Morrison, the 5'8 sophomore, pushing. Just a 30-second penalty. Shot clock turned off here.
We don't have a 50, sir.
Not much of a chance for the Blue Jays to put together a good offensive possession with just a 30-second penalty, but we'll see what they can do here. Under 2 minutes to go here in the quarter. Funderburk lost control, picked it up, got it back.
Shot by 99.
Inside the shot by Richardson, and it's saved by Lombardi. Blue Jays with an opportunity there, but Spartans, good job defensively, and now both teams at full strength here. 1:34 to go in the quarter. Attack and the save there by Boyko. Firing it to half court there, midfield I should say. Coming up with it is Funderburk. Funderburk running down the far sideline. Now he flips it to the middle to Nyberg. And Nyberg couldn't quite handle it, but the Blue Jays remain in possession. Up top now, number 18, Dan Curley. Substitutions in for the Blue Jays here as we are under a minute to go here in the opening quarter. Good game so far, tied at 2. Shot by Funderburk and the save by Lombardi. Yandall brings it out on top to O'Connell. O'Connell checks the clock. 30 seconds left. O'Connell driving, shoots.
Save.
Save, ball is loose.
Ball to who? Yeah.
Picked up by the Spartans here. 13 seconds to go. J.K. Torres, number 2, bringing it up. Torres will fire the shot and the save by Boyko, and Boyko just lets it fly at the end of the quarter. And an entertaining first quarter here at Langhorst Field. Blue Jay LaCrosse, the Blue Jays and the Spartans of Aurora University tied at 2 here at the end of 1. We'll recap the scoring for you here in this opening quarter at the 13-18 mark of this ball game. The first goal of the game, Joey Lucchese with the goal, the 5'10 senior. He was assisted by Gavin Hardison, so Aurora University took the lead 1-0, but the Blue Jays came back 6 minutes later. It was freshman Trent Nyberg, 6'4 freshman, with the unassisted goal to tie the game up at 1. And then with 4:49 left to play here in the opening quarter, it was Ty Funderburk, the attacker, who scored to give the Blue Jays a 2-1 lead. And then a goal by Tanner Lerdahl with 4:15, just about 30 seconds later. He had a goal assisted by Ben Aarons, and that tied the game up at 2. And that's where we're at right now at the end of 1. We're tied at 2. So Mark Morrell, the head coach in his 6th year, he started things off with this program when they began in 2013. Said he graduated a lot of quality young men that helped shape the start of the program, but he said he's got a very good young nucleus of solid players, and they play well together. He said this is the best shape the program has ever been in, and he's excited about the upcoming season, and we can see why.
Okay, so Faceoff. It's going to be 12 again.
Team playing well against this very good Aurora University Spartans team. A year ago, the Blue Jays held their opponents to a little over 8 goals per game. We mentioned Nick Bonastia, the 4-year starter in goal, had 177 saves last season. He is now the assistant to Mark Morrell. Other assistants for Coach Morrell, Tyler Rosiak, and we are about ready to begin face-off for the second quarter. Won by the Blue Jays here.
Oh my God. I can't. This is so funny.
Take it in.
He doesn't whack it. Oh, they switched sides.
Nyberg looking to pass, and now he loses his stick momentarily, and he gave it up. It's Lombardi coming out of goals. He takes it all the way to midfield, and now he's going to race back to the cage. Lerdahl, Aurora ball here. This is number 2. That's J.K. Torres. Jacob, and they throw it behind the cage here. Avery Fye, number 27, passes it off to number 6, Nick Glazer. Glazer shoots, and a save by Bakafin as it went wide to the left. Spartans remain in possession of the game. Now we got a whistle and a turnover. Turnover on Ben Aarons, and so the Blue Jays now in control here. Just underway here in the second quarter. Tied at 2. Blue Jays coming off of a season opening win against Wittenberg, coming from behind in the second half to win 13-11. Just a beautiful night to be outside, although a little bit chilly. I noticed the fans here at Langhorse Field very much bundled up, but there is no wind to speak of, so hopefully everyone watching comfortably. We thank you for logging on to BlueJayTV.com for lacrosse action here tonight. Harden behind the cage. Funderburk comes out here now to the near side, curls around, takes the shot, and it's wide to the left. Good move there by Ty, just couldn't quite get there. 5'7" sophomore. Up top now is Harden. Picking up the loose ball there is Marcus Yandall. Harden now working here to the near side. Oh, tried to flip it over to O'Connell, and they turn it over here. Bunch of substitutions here for the Blue Jays. Now on the attack is Jamison Morrison for the Spartans. Flips it ahead to Lucchese. And now there's a whistle and a stoppage of play here. And it's going to be a turnover here. So Blue Jays get the ball back. 3 straight turnovers here. Start the game for both teams. Now the Blue Jays on the attack.
Did we get it down there?
Tied at 2. And the shot and the goal by Andrew Lentz of Elmhurst. Andrew Lentz, 5'10" sophomore from Walnut Creek, California.
Elmhurst goal scored on assist by number 1, Andrew Lentz.
First goal of the season for Andrew Lentz, and that gives the Blue Jays the lead 3-2.
Aurora 8, Elmhurst 12 still. Probably that, like I said before. Thank God.
Great job to see a lot of people contributing on offense. Andrew Lentz, 5'10" sophomore midfielder, getting the goal and giving the Blue Jays a 3-2 lead here with 12:04 remaining here in the first half.
One clean by
Face-off, ball is loose and controlled. Ball by now finally for the Blue Jays as they get the face-off. Funderburk throws it behind to Harden. Heil instead going on top, decides to go down to Funderburk. Now back to Heil. Funderburk ready to make his move. Comes now here to the near side, trying to curl around to get an angle. Cuts back. Shot not there, so he passed from behind to Jake Heil, and Jake couldn't quite handle that one. So the Blue Jays turn the ball over. Pretty good defense by the Spartans. Again, more defensive substitutions for Elmhurst here as we are at the 11-minute mark. 4 minutes gone by here in the second quarter, tied at 2. Making the move and turning the ball over there, Bryce Walgard for the Spartan. Now the ball is still loose. Ground ball picked up by Aurora.
2, and now a turnover by us, right?
And the Blue Jays turn the ball back over. Picking up the loose ball was Tanner Lerdahl.
9. And he got the ball.
So now Aurora on the attack.
Clear 2, actually.
Trailing 3-2 here in the second quarter.
Oh, yeah. You're right. I know. I misspoke. It was Aurora.
Up top here is 43, Ben Ahrens. Making the move, and the shot on goal there by Nick Glazer, the 6'1 senior. Aurora remains in possession of the ball, however, as they work it around now up top. Ahrens on the move. Good check. Ahrens fires it behind the cage. Lerdahl tried to fire it, but he lost it. Now picked up and going down to the ground is Glazer, and he loses the ball. Spartans turn the ball over. Blue Jay ball here now with 9:25 left to play here in the first half. Blue Jays with the lead, 3-2. Just a couple of penalties. That's it. It's been a well-played game. Not a lot of fouls. Not a lot of stoppage in play.
In theory, he could as long as someone else holds back.
Yeah, I know they were allowed to go out so far.
Canberra now cradling, throws it behind Funderburk.
You'll have a defender who takes it the whole length of the field himself.
Up top now, this is O'Connell.
Holds back, you're okay.
Yandall now sprinting to the left side. Nothing there, throws it behind Funderburk. Funderburk comes out behind the cage, got cut off, throws it up top, and it's going to be a ground ball situation here at midfield, and it's picked up by the Spartans. They turn it over. Picking up Bryce Walgard. Walgard has it knocked away on the loose ball. The ground ball picked up by Nordeman. That was Cameron, number 4, who got it. And Mac Harden will slow things up and run the offense on the far side for Elmhurst. Blue Jays leading 3-2 here. Harden gets forced behind the cage. Up top, Yandall. They work it around to the far side. Now coming up to the middle, Funderburk. Behind is Harden. Harden gives it up behind the cage to Yandall. Yandall surveying it. Now Yandall comes up, makes the move, cuts back, fires, and it's wide to the left.
Save.
And it's going to be Lombardi coming out with it. And, fires it back to the middle to Torres. Boy, Lombardi not afraid to get out of that cage area. We've seen him come to midfield earlier on in this game. Now at the top, 35, Joe Brandolino. Joe Ebel into the game, number 42 for the Spartans. Just under 7 minutes to go here in this first half. Blue Jays with the lead, 3-2. Ebel gets shoved, goes to behind the cage to Lucchese. Lucchese loses it. Ball is loose. Ball is still loose, and there is the whistle, and the Spartans turn the ball over. Boy, some good defensive plays here in the second quarter by the Blue Jays. Coach Morrell said he has a good young nucleus of defensive players, and they have proven it so far here in this first half. 6:20 to go. Blue Jays by 1. Boy, how big would this Blue Jay win be? They would go to 2-0. Their next game, by the way, is a week from tonight at Concordia up in Wisconsin. That game will be at 3 o'clock 1 week from today. Again, tough non-conference schedule for the Blue Jays. Then they go to Benedictine in Lisle for a battle. Play Beloit, they play Albion, Olivet, Whittier, all tough non-conference games for the Blue Jays. to get them geared up for CCIW battle. They lose the ball here, turn it over.
No cause, ground ball.
Spartans on the attack.
13.
Brandolino works it over to the right.
Aurora's good.
Here's Brandon Toll now, and Toll looking for a outlet, and he's going to flip it over to J.K. Torres while the Spartans make some substitutions here. Coming up on the 5-minute mark of this second quarter. We were tied at 2 at the end of 1, but an Andrew Lentz goal is all the scoring so far in this second quarter.
Not a shot.
Pass inside, and it's
By 6.
controlled by Bockefin of Elmhurst.
I was going to throw it as far as I can.
Takes it out of the air.
And this is Quinn Stokes picking up the ground ball. Stokes, and it looked like he stepped out of bounds. So the Blue Jays are going to turn it over here. 4:28 to play here in the half. Defensive battle here tonight from Langhorst Field. 3-2 Blue Jays.
It's too intense.
Really neither team getting off a lot of shot on goal opportunities. Good ones at least.
We're playing really aggressive.
Up top now for Aurora, this is Nick Glazer. Glazer tries to get into the crease, now shoots. Save, ball is loose, ball up into the air, and now it's, well, the ball is still loose and picked up by the Spartans.
Okay. That's 43.
And Aurora will set things up here at the top. Once again, it's Glazer. Behind the cage now, the Spartans work it.
One of them was playing, I think 31 is playing really aggressively. 31
And we've got a whistle and a penalty turnover.
is playing really good.
Foul against Aurora University, so that will turn the ball back over to the Blue Jays here with 3:20 to go here in the half.
37. I don't know. Someone was playing really aggressively. It was nice.
Cleared by Elmhurst.
Why is it so cold now?
Blue Jays clear it,
Really good.
It was warm earlier.
Now it is.
They don't have a certain time to get it.
No.
and Nordeman lost control of it. However, his teammate Harden was there to pick up the ground ball. And now a timeout taken here by Mark Morrell and the Blue Jays here with exactly 3 minutes remaining here in this second quarter. You are logged on to BlueJayTV.com. Men's lacrosse action from Langhorst Field on the campus of Elmhurst College. Very competitive non-conference game here tonight between Elmhurst and Aurora University. The only scoring in the second quarter came at the 12:04 mark, when Andrew Lentz fired from about 6 meters out. The 5'10 sophomore giving the Blue Jays a 3-2 lead. That's been all the scoring here in the second quarter. Blue Jays have played well. Again, holding this Aurora University team to just 2 goals so far tonight. Again, the Blue Jays a year ago finished 8-9, just a game under 500. They were 4-2 in the CCIW. Aurora University went 18-3 last year, so some quality non-conference competition for the Blue Jays. And Elmhurst leads it 3-2 here. All right, after the Mark Morrell timeout here, Blue Jay ball as we restart. 3 minutes to go here in the half.
Okay.
Cameron to restart. Harden behind the cage. Funderburk is behind there as well. They flip it back and forth. And now they switch sides. Mac Harden comes here trying to curl around. Got cut off. Funderburk.
11.
Now he makes the move. Shoots. And a save by Lombardi. Good effort by Funderburk. Just a good save by Lombardi, the goalkeeper for Aurora U. 2:23 left. See if the Blue Jays can get another quality stop here as this first half winding down. Corner there has been Aaron's. Torres now on the top. Torres flips it over to Glazer. Glazer guarded by Mike Foytlin. 5'10 junior from O'Fallon is Foytlin. Glazer making the move. And now flips it behind the cage here to the near side to Aaron's. Aaron's loses it, and the Blue Jays will have it. So yet another turnover for the Spartans and another defensive stop for Elmhurst. 1:22 left.
Clear by Elmhurst.
Elmhurst clears.
Get around.
Going down to the ground is Foytlin. Now they bring it behind the cage. Nordeman, and he brings it to Harden.
1 minute to play.
1 minute remaining here in this first half. Blue Jays leading by 1. Again, an Andrew Lentz goal. All the scoring done in this second quarter. Cameron looks on top now. Flips it behind the cage to Funderburk. Funderburk back behind the cage to Harden. Harden trying to make a move, got cut off, and now flips it back over to Funderburk. 22 seconds left.
So don't even if they call, we're not putting it on because there's 19
Funderburk
seconds. So, yep.
trying to make his move, getting checked by Sean Arfston. Shot on goal. And the save by Lombardi. Another shot on goal by Funderburk. Final seconds winding down here. 3-2. Aurora's not going to get off a shot, I don't believe. And yes, we have come to the end of the first half here with the Blue Jays of Elmhurst leading the Spartans by a score of 3-2 here from Langhorst Field in Elmhurst. We'll be back with third quarter action in just a couple of moments. You are logged on to BlueJayTV.com. Welcome back here to Langhorst Field on the campus of Elmhurst College for men's lacrosse action. Blue Jays and the Spartans of Aurora University as we get set for third quarter action here from Langhorst Field. The Blue Jays with a 3-2 lead. In that first half, Aurora had 13 turnovers to Elmhurst's 9. Elmhurst with 15 shots on goal to Aurora University's 7. Only 3 penalties in that first half. Aurora University with 2 penalties and the Blue Jays with 1 penalty. So a well-played first half, although there was a penalty flag thrown here 12 seconds into the third quarter.
Shot by 17 is wide.
Shot by Josh Favorite is off to the left. And now we'll get the infraction from the officials.
Who's coming to the box?
And we'll see who's coming to the box here for the Blue Jays. It looks like it's going to be Cullen Nordeman.
Offside.
Offsides penalty.
What do you say, 30 or 1 minute? It's on 10.
Well, it's actually going to be on Trent Nyberg. Trent had a goal in that first half. So he will have a seat here, and it'll be a man-up situation here for Aurora University here early on here in this third quarter. Chance for them on a power play here to tie this game up at 3. Blue Jays lead it 3-2. Defensive battle tonight here in Elmhurst.
Damn, I don't like how they like circling.
Wide open to take the shot is J.K. Torres. That one goes way out into the yonder behind the mound of snow.
Penalty's over. It's only a 30.
Penalty is over. Both teams at full strength now. A little over a minute gone by here in this third quarter. Both goalkeepers playing well here tonight, and the Spartans going to turn this one over on the ground ball, scooped up by the Blue Jays. Funderburk, play on. So Ty goes behind the cage. Flips it over to the far side as the Blue Jays start their offensive possession here. First one of the third quarter. Funderburk comes out into the crease area, now get pushed out. Back behind to Harden. Mac Harden had 4 goals in that season opener. Yet to put one in the cage here tonight. We'll see if he can get one. He's got the ball right now. Work it over to the far side. 3-2 Blue Jays. They dominated the time of possession in the first half. Very controlled, very patient offense. Working around. Now it's Harden making the move. Shove now slapped with the stick. Ball is loose, kicked around, ball is loose, and it's picked up by the Blue Jays. And now we've got a whistle, and it's going to go against Elmhurst. So it'll be Spartans' ball. And now quickly here on the attack was Morrison. Does he give it up? Torres. Torres walking behind the cage now. Going to wait for some replacements to come into the game. Now he flips it over to number 16, Joey Lucchese. Had a goal in that first half for the Spartans. Now on the drive by Nick Glazer. He gets it slapped out, but a ground ball picked up by Torres. I mentioned in the first half a 30-second shot clock. It is up to the officials. Oh, there's a shot and a goal as it gets by Bakafin. Shot and a goal by J.K. Torres, and we're tied at 3.
Aurora goal scored unassisted by number 2, J.K. Torres.
Unassisted goal by J.K. Torres went in between the legs of Noah Bakafin, and we are tied at 3. Mentioned the 30-second shot clock. The officials, if they determine that the offensive team is kind of like delaying or not being aggressive or attacking offensively, they can tell us to start the 30-second clock. But that has not come into play yet. And it's the Spartans that come up with the face-off. Corey Seagal jogging it over. Now he is behind the net. Flips it over to Aarons. Brandolino got cut off making the move. Now he's going to pass it up to Aarons. Four minutes gone by here in this third quarter. We're tied at 3. We were tied at 2 at the end of 1. Only 1 goal scored in the second quarter, that by Andrew Lentz. Blue Jays had the lead at halftime, 3-2. But a goal here in this third quarter by J.K. Torres has tied the game up at 3. And now the Spartans on the attack looking to take the lead. Brandolino throws it behind. Aarons, he was going to fire it. Was blocked on that shot attempt, and now the Blue Jays come up with it. And now quickly ahead, this is Harden. Mac on the attack. Harden got double teamed and lost control of it. Now there's a penalty flag down. Mac Harden just got annihilated out there, and the penalty, we'll see what this is all about. Two officials are talking things over here, and it is going to be on Zach Chupka.
It's actually Chad wrong. He's wearing the wrong jersey.
We're going to decide if this is releasable or not. Cross-check 1 minute.
It is a cross-checking penalty, so it is a 1 minute violation here with 10:03 left. So it is a 1 minute man-up situation here for the Blue Jays. Great opportunity for them to get the lead back. Had a man-up situation in the first half, couldn't capitalize. See if they get it done here. Harden, as they work it around the perimeter. Yandall, now it's Harden to the top, Yandall. They get it to the crease. The shot is good by Luke Richardson. Great job by the Blue Jays of working it around, finding Luke Richardson in the crease, and the 5'11 freshman from Albany, New York, gives the Blue Jays the lead back at the 9:35 mark of the third.
Bro, that kid was like around.
That's O'Connell. His second.
Dan O'Connell with the assist for the Blue Jays.
Luke Richardson, assisted by number 27, Dan O'Connell.
And so Richardson's goal gives the Blue Jays the lead back 4-3, as they do indeed take advantage of the man-up situation here. Good ball movement around the perimeter. Richardson was right in the middle. They found him, and he found the back of the cage.
Won by Aurora. Ground ball to fifth.
Face-off won by the Spartans here now.
No, shot by 16.
And that shot is good for Aurora. Wow, they come back.
Oh my God, this is so annoying.
And we're tied at 4.
What about his 50? Is he got any assists or no? So the goal by 16.
Yep. This is so annoying.
Aurora goal scorer number 16, Joey Lucchese. Assisted by number
Joey Lucchese getting the goal. That's his second goal of the game, and we're tied at 4.
Oh, that was an even strength goal.
Joey Lucchese scored the very first goal of the game, and so now his second goal ties it up here at 4. Just 11 seconds after the Blue Jays took the lead.
2 on the face-off.
And so now this one is going to go to the Spartans here. As we approach the 9-minute mark of this third quarter, deadlocked at 4. We were tied at 2 at the end of the first quarter. Elmhurst led 3-2 at the half, and now it's 4-4. Aaron's behind the cage, now makes his move, goes back behind, fires it to the far side now. Ball is loose on the floor, on the field, and the Spartans recapture control. Aaron's with a spin move, cannot get inside. Coming out from behind the cage, and the shot on goal by Lucchese. He's looking for the hat trick. Here's Aarons as he makes his move. Got cut off, fires it back up top to Torres. Ball loose on the ground, and it's picked up by Elmhurst. Quinn Stokes picks up the ground ball. And the ball is loose. They lose it to Torres. Torres straight up the middle, and he shoots and he scores. Well, the Blue Jays lost control of the ball at their own end. J.K. Torres picks it up and just goes straight ahead. And the goal is good, unassisted by J.K. Torres, his second goal of the quarter. There was a penalty, but it was waved off. So AU now with the lead, 5-4. 7:48 left to play here in this third quarter as we seesaw back and forth. And we've got a stoppage of play. Timeout taken by the Blue Jays of Elmhurst. So a third quarter surge by the Spartans here. Their season opener. They take the lead here by a score of 5-4. J.K. Torres scored a goal in this quarter with 11:41 left to tie the game up at 3. Luke Richardson put the Blue Jays on top with a goal at the 9:35 mark. But just 11 seconds later, it was Joey Lucchese scoring his second goal of the game to tie the game up at 4. And just a moment ago, J.K. Torres, his second goal of the quarter, giving Aurora University a 5-4 lead here with 7:48 remaining here in the third quarter. Face-off percentages last year for Elmhurst, they won 53%. Aurora University, 68%. Clearing percentages, 89% for Elmhurst, 85% for Aurora University a year ago. And for an early game season opener for Aurora and just the second game of the season for Elmhurst, this has been a well-played game. Not a lot of miscues, and the miscues that were taking place were capitalized by the other team. For this past example, the Blue Jays losing it at their end, and J.K. Torres picking it up and scoring the goal. Another face-off won by the Spartans here. Glazer up on the top now as he jogs off to the far side. Ben Aarons, number 43, back into the game as they work it here to the near side. He's got the ball now. Double team, spins, passes to Lucchese. His shot on goal, save. Nice job by Boyko. And now Boyko looking for an outlet, and he passes it behind the cage. Blue Jays on the attack now. 6:45 to go here in the third. Elmhurst with the ball trailing by 1. Oh, wow. Boyko with a huge check by Bosch. Boyko. No call by the officials. Play on. And now it's the Blue Jays on the attack, looking for the game-tying goal here. Funderburk. Back up top, Nordeman. Oh, check that. That's Canberra, number 4 for the Blue Jays. Funderburk behind the cage as they work it on the far side. See if they can get it to Mac Harden, number 2 for the Blue Jays. He had 4 goals and one of the main offensive guys for the Blue Jays this year, number 2. He's got the ball right now. Makes his move to the middle. Shoots, and a great save by Lombardi.
4-shot save.
Shot there by Cameron also. Oh, man, the Blue Jays with a couple of great opportunities there, but
Who's got it?
they stay in possession of the ball here. 5:20 to go here in the third.
Dude's made a lot of saves, though, too.
Funderburk bring it out on top here. Shot by Harden is good. And there it is. Mac Harden gives the goal
He could defend her or no?
for the Blue Jays, and we're tied up at 5.
Wasn't 2 who scored?
No, it was, but I think.
5th goal of the season for Mac Harden. Remember, he had 4 goals and 2 assists in the season opener. He gets his very first goal of the game here
He had to go
tonight.
so it's
We're tied at 5. Big goal.
Elmhurst goal scored on assist by number 2, Mac Harden.
See if the Blue Jays can get this face-off here. Spartans won the last couple of face-offs. Under 5 minutes remaining here in the third.
Won by Aurora.
Ball is loose, and it's picked up by the Spartans. Jamison Morrison, so Aurora University winning another face-off. They've won that advantage here tonight, but we are tied at 5. Again, it was this third quarter that Elmhurst really dominated in their season opener against Wittenberg. Good defense by the Blue Jays. Aurora University turning it over. Now the Blue Jays on the attack. 4 minutes remaining. Eric Langston throws it over to the far side to Quinn Stokes, 2 of the main defenders for the Blue Jays. Funderburk and Harden back behind the cage. Funderburk throws it back over to Harden. Blue Jays pretty patient on this offensive set. Again, it's up to the officials whether or not they feel that they are not on the attack mode and they can start the 30-second shot clock. It's not been the case so far tonight. Heil giving it up behind the cage again to Funderburk. So we approach the 3-minute mark now of this third quarter, tied at 5. Funderburk trying to make the move, shoots, and another save by Lombardi. Boy, we can see why Tyler Lombardi is one of the premier goalies in the area. Comes up with another big save there. Turnover, and on the loose ball, the Blue Jays trying to get it, and it's going to go out of bounds. It'll be Blue Jay basketball, Blue Jay ball here. Blue Jay balls. We get the restart here. 2:37 left. Boy, the Blue Jays be great if they can get a goal and head into the fourth quarter with the lead. Funderburk, again, working behind the cage.
Took it out of the air.
Harden shoots, and that one is wide to the left. Good effort by Mac. Boy, that was a tough shot, though, as he was running to his right. On the move with the shot attempt. Coming up on the 2-minute mark now of this third quarter. Harden again to his left this time, and they're going to lose it. Blue Jays going to turn this one over to Aurora University here.
So clear attempt for Aurora on possession.
So now the Spartans with an opportunity to cash in here at the end of the third. Aaron's cradling. Aaron's making the move, and we got a whistle here and a timeout. I think a timeout, yes, a timeout taken by head coach Kyler Berkman and the Spartans. Kyler Berkman, the head coach, his assistants, Ben Coughlin and Will Bradshaw, as they take a timeout here. 1:36 left to go over, I'm sure, the offensive set, trying to get the game-leading goal here as we come close to the end of the third quarter here. 1:36 left to play. Other action tonight in the league, Cornell at Dubuque, and Beloit is up in Rock Island taking on the Augustana Vikings tonight. 7-team conference in the CCIW as far as lacrosse goes. Carthage, of course, Elmhurst, Illinois Wesleyan, North Central, Dubuque, Augustana, and Carroll. The next home game here at Langhorst Field for Elmhurst will be March 17th against Olivet. That'll be a 1 o'clock start. And the next home game after that will be March 27th against Beloit. That'll be a 7:30 start. The 4 home conference games for the Blue Jays will be April 11th against Dubuque, April 15th against Illinois Wesleyan, and April 21st against North Central. A year ago, Elmhurst 8-9 overall, finished 4-2 in the CCIW. That was good enough for third place. Aurora went 7-1 in the MLC. That was good for second place. Kyler Berkman, we mentioned him, the head coach, now in his 7th year as the head coach of the Spartans. All right, after the AU timeout, the shot by Torres is off. Lucchese, though, behind the cage, flips it out here to Aarons. Up top now. Glazer. Going to trot behind the goal. Guarded by Lentz.
1 minute to play in the quarter.
Glazer throws it up top now. 1 minute remaining here in the third. Torres up top. Torres makes the move. Pass to Aarons. Aarons loses it. Ball is loose. And it's picked up by the Blue Jays. Good stop by Elmhurst. And now the ball is loose. It's picked up there by Nyberg. He picks up the ground ball. Oh, he got hammered from behind by Torres. And the whistle. And play on here. 30 seconds left in the quarter. Back into the game is Cameron, also O'Connell. 20 seconds left. Oh, the ball is loose, and the ground ball is picked up by nobody yet. Now the Spartans pick it up. That's Zach Chupka, and he comes into the, he takes the shot, and it's wide to the left. 2-1, and 1 second left. And they restarted, and that's going to be the end of the third quarter. Wow. What an exciting third quarter here at Langhorst Field. At the end of 3, we are tied at 5.
Your score after 3 quarters.
Mac Harden scoring his 5th goal of the season. He tied the game up at 5 with 4:58 left to play in the quarter. J.K. Torres had 2 goals for Aurora University in that third quarter. Luke Richardson had a goal for the Blue Jays in that third quarter, assisted by Dan O'Connell. And Joey Lucchese had his 2nd goal of the game in that third quarter as well for Aurora University. So we will head to the fourth quarter, deadlocked at 5. My name is Mark Kruger. Delighted to have you with us. Special thanks to Ashley and Glenn Liljeberg, our crew here tonight at Langhorse Field, and Kevin Juday, the Sports Information Director here at Elmhurst College. We thank him for all his work. Great job by everybody here at Elmhurst College tonight, and we're seeing a great game here. Two teams battling it out, non-conference battle between Elmhurst and Aurora University. It's all going to come down to the final 15 minutes of this one.
Sit down and just enjoy the game. It's a great game.
It's been a well-played game, no question about it. Only 3 penalties in the first half.
You tell me what you do for a living.
A lot of action, a lot of well-played lacrosse here tonight. Very competitive. Tell you, I really like the way Elmhurst has run its offense. Very, very patient. They work it around. They don't gamble, don't take a lot of chances, and they've got their 2 guys, Mac Harden and Ty Funderburk, the 2 attackers. They're like the main guys offensively, and they kind of set the offense up. Another face-off won, however, by the Spartans of Aurora University to start the 4th quarter. AU balls, we get the 4th quarter underway. Morrison now making the move, shoots, and it's saved by Bakafin. Still going to be Aurora University ball here, though, and now they turn it over. Blue Jays ball here. Boy, whichever team scores next is going to have a clear advantage in this game. Penalty marker down. Blue Jays are going to be in a man-up situation here. Nordeman passes behind the cage to Harden. Now here's Funderburk. Tie up to Heil. Jake back to Funderburk. Again, this is the patience that I talk about. Have a bunch of substitutions here.
What do we call?
What's the call here? I didn't. There is no timeout. There's a stoppage of play here as a bunch of subs. Oh, now we're getting a.
Oh, here's the penalty flag.
Here's the penalty. I didn't see a flag, but there is a penalty. Oh yeah, okay. This is a slashing penalty against Josh Favorite. So a man-up situation now for the Blue Jays. Slashing penalty against Josh Favorite, 5'9" junior from Maple Grove, Minnesota. So he's going to sit down for a minute. And the Blue Jays will have a man up. Huge opportunity here for Elmhurst to take the lead. Funderburk out from behind the cage now. Harden is back there. Shot, and just wide. Harden picks it up in the end zone, if you will. Another opportunity here for the Blue Jays. About 30 seconds left in the penalty. Another shot on goal, and that one is wide. That one is shot by Dan O'Connell. Close for the penalty to being over. Man up still here for the Blue Jays. Here's Funderburk to Harden. Yes! Funderburk with the assist. Mac Harden with the goal. And with 13:03 left, the Blue Jays take the lead.
That's an up goal, too.
Great move by Mac Harden and a great pass by Ty Funderburk. 6th goal of the season for Mac Harden. And the Blue Jays take the lead 6-5. What a huge play for Elmhurst as they take advantage of the man-up situation here. Mac Harden with his 2nd goal of the game, his 6th goal of the season, and the Blue Jays recapture the lead. Big face-off right here. Well, again, the Spartans win the face-off. And oh, there's a flag down. Ball is loose. Still loose, and it's picked up by AU. That's Morrison getting the ground ball. Again, there is a penalty marker down. Spartans on the attack now. Aaron's number 43 with it. Ben moves, shoots, and it's just wide to the left. Skate save by Ofin.
Good enough for you now, sir?
Line change now for both teams.
Right? We're good now? Okay, you're good. As long as you're happy. That's
And we'll see what the penalty is all about here.
Gonna get 20.
Penalty is going to be on Noah Monahan, 5'10 sophomore
1 minute.
out of Portland, Oregon. Slashing penalty against Monahan. It is a 1 minute violation, so the Spartans now with a man-up situation and a chance for them to tie this one up. Blue Jays took advantage a couple of moments ago when they had a man-up situation. See if AU can do the same here as we approach the 12-minute mark of this one. Blue Jays need a big stop here defensively. Open look, and the shot is no good by Lucchese.
16.
Joey Lucchese looking for his third goal of the game. Couldn't quite get there. Aarons. Ball dropped but picked up by Lerdahl. Lucchese loses it. Ball is loose right at midfield. And it's picked up by Lucchese. And we're going to have a whistle and a turnover. Blue Jay ball here. Blue Jays on the attack, and they lose it. Both teams at full strength here. Brandon Toll, number 29, with the ball. He flips it off. 6-5 Blue Jays. Here's an open look in, and the shot is missed by Tanner Lerdahl. Boy, he had a wide open look. Still 6-5 Blue Jays with the lead. Coming up on the 11-minute mark now. Here's Aarons. Aaron's working his way in. Behind the cage. Shot on goal. That one is off to the right. Spartans stay in control. Exactly 11 minutes remaining. Aaron's. Shot and a save by Ofin. Ball is loose in the crease. Goes up into the air. Nobody in control yet, and it looks like the Blue Jays, and there's a penalty. It looked like the Blue Jays had control, and then the penalty.
Should be a ground ball, I think, to 33.
Josh Boyko talking to the official. He's got his hands up in the air as if to say, are you calling the penalty against me? But the three officials are gathering and talking things over. This is big. Ball was loose in the crease there. It went flying up into the air about 15 feet, came back down. The battle for it. It looked like the Blue Jays then had possession, and then the flag came. It looked like Dan Curley had possession. Now we're going to get the official word here. It's going to be on
Body check 43.
Ben Aarons. The body check. So Aarons will have a seat. It'll be a man-up situation here for Elmhurst. Boy, a big, big defensive stop. The ball was loose, what seemed like forever in front of the Blue Jay cage. And now Kyler Berkman wants an explanation. But after all that, Ben Aarons with the foul, the penalty for Aurora, and now a man up here for the Blue Jays, and the shot, and it's good! The goal there by Dan O'Connell! Dan O'Connell gives the Blue Jays a 2-goal lead.
I can't see him. Put 6 right now. 6? Okay.
So the Blue Jays take advantage of the man-up situation and the penalty by Ben Aarons. Dan O'Connell with his 4th goal of the season. And the Blue Jays lead it now 7-5. Huge play right there and a huge goal by Dan O'Connell.
Assisted by number 6, Marcus Yandel.
They're giving the assist to Marcus Yandel.
First 2-goal lead of the game for either team.
The first 2-goal lead of the game for either team. Ball loose around midfield there, and the ground ball picked up. Well, now it's still loose on the field. Harden has it. Blue Jays lead by 2, 7-5. As we approach the 10-minute mark now. Both teams at full strength. Here's check that, that's Funderburk. And wide to the left. Clock continuing to move here. It stops 9:55 left. Blue Jays looking to go 2-0 to start the season. Can they hold on? 7-5. 9:45 left. Cameron brings it up top. This is Heil. Harden now at the top. Spent a lot of time behind the cage. He flicks it off to the left. Ball is loose behind the cage, and it's picked up by AU. And now it's the Spartans on the attack here. A little over 9 minutes remaining. AU clears. Here's Ben Aarons. Aarons now on the attack, veering off to the right. Nothing there. Now he brings it back out on top. Under 9 minutes left. And there's a shot there by Gavin Hardison. No good, but the Spartans stay in control, and there's a driving shot and a goal by Joey Lucchese. His 3rd goal of the game, and it's 7-6. Whoa. Hold on, folks.
Aurora goal scored by number 16, Joey Lucchese. Assisted by number 6, Nick Glazer.
Mclees gets the assist. And for Joey Lucchese, that's his 3rd goal of the game. And the Spartans are within 1. Boy, that was big. 8:30 left. Boy, you talk about an important face-off. Blue Jays would love to win this face-off and run about 4 or 5 minutes off the clock. Face-off, controlled by the Blue Jays. Carter Meyer coming away with it. Funderburk now here on the wing area, throws it up top. Be interesting to see how the Blue Jays play it here. They're going to try to hopefully run some clock. The officials, if they find that they're not in the attack mode, that they will start the 30-second shot clock. So far, we have yet to use that here. Now we've got Harden up top and Funderburk behind the cage. Those two connected on the 7th goal for the Blue Jays, and that is the difference so far. And a shot on goal, it hits the left post. But it bounces right back to Mac Harden at the top. Here's Funderburk. Boy, let's keep that clock running now. 7:27. Funderburk getting checked. Shot on goal there by Cameron. And now Aurora University coming away with it. Chance for them to tie this one up. 7-6 Blue Jays. Ball's loose. Ground ball. Still down and picked up by the Spartans. They get the 50-50 ball. Substitutions in now, and they flip the ball to Aarons.
You're out. See you, Glenn. Thank you.
Aarons on the attack, got cut off, works it behind the cage. Good defense by the Blue Jays. Ball is loose. Ball still loose, and it's picked up by the Spartans here. Up top is J.K. Torres. 6.5 minutes left. Torres shoots. And he scores. 6:28 mark. It's J.K. Torres. His third goal of the game, and we're tied at 7. J.K. Torres, 3 goals, all in the second half. He had 2 goals in the third quarter, and now this goal here, with 6:28 left, ties the game up at 7. Wow. So J.K. Torres with 3 goals for the Spartans. Joey Lucchese has 3 goals for the Spartans as well. Ever important face-off here with 6:28 left. Whistle before anybody can get control. Violation on Aurora, so the Blue Jays ultimately get possession off of that face-off. Funderburk backs off, surveys the situation, now fires it behind the cage. Nordeman was behind the cage. Now he comes up into the crease. Funderburk works it over to Cameron. Under 6 minutes remaining. Tied at 7. Cameron, nothing there. Tried to get it to Harden, but he was covered. Funderburk now comes up from behind the cage, trying to get an angle, got cut off. Good defense. Funderburk. Shot on goal by Cameron, and it's saved by Lombardi. Oh, man, mark that one down. 5:20 remaining. Lombardi with a big save. And now the Spartans on the attack. Tied at 7 as we approach the 5-minute mark of this one.
If there's an overtime, it's 4 minutes.
If there is an overtime period, it will be a 4-minute overtime period.
Sudden death.
Sudden death situation if we do go into overtime. Good game here tonight from Elmhurst. Tied at 7, non-conference battle. 4:45 left. From behind the cage, Aarons comes here to the near side, now throws it up on top to Glazer. Lucchese, blocked from behind. Aarons makes the move on Lentz. Comes in the middle, good defense by Lentz. Shot on goal, ball is loose in the front, and it's going to be picked up by Brockofin. Great defensive play. Boy, Brockofin has done a great job in goal for the Blue Jays here tonight, as has Tyler Lombardi of Aurora University. Now the Blue Jays on the attack. We are under 4 minutes to go, and we have officially reached crunch time here at Langhorst Field. What a game this has been. Jake Heil as he flips it to Yandal. Let's see if they try to get it to Harden or Funderburk. Funderburk behind the cage. This is Heil. AU really packing it in defensively, kind of allowing the Blue Jays to pass it around the perimeter. Harden is at the top. Pretty good position. The ball is loose, and it's turned over, and coming up with it are the Spartans, and a big defensive play for AU. Under 3 minutes to go. Well, either way, however this game comes out, Mark Morrell has to be awful pleased and proud with his ball club. I mean, this is why he schedules teams like Aurora University in non-conference competition. He wants the best teams to get his team geared up for CCIW battle.
What division is Aurora?
They're D3-2.
Okay.
Spartans bringing it out now. 2.5 minutes left. Tied at 7. Aarons gives it up. Shot on goal by Lucchese is good. Joey Lucchese, with his 4th goal of the game, gives the Spartans the lead here with 2:21 left.
16 from 43. Aurora goal scorer number 16.
Oh, man. Ben Aarons gets the assist. Joey Lucchese, his 4th goal of the game, and AU takes the lead back 8-7. No need to panic if you're the Blue Jays, but boy, they certainly would love to win this face-off here. 2:21 left. AU wins this face-off. They're just going to try to run the clock out here. 2:21 left. Big face-off here. Blue Jays down 1, and that face-off controlled by the Spartans. And they will be in no hurry. Corey Seagal, number 8, got the loose ball off of that face-off. And a whistle and a timeout on the field as the Spartans call a timeout as they try to figure out what to do here offensively with a 1-point lead here. They lead at 8-7 with 2:07 left to play here. Once again, this is the season opener for these AU Spartans. They are coming off of an 18-3 season of a year ago. And they got a whole bunch of guys back from last year. Ben Aarons returns. He had 29 goals last year. J.K. Torres had 18 goals last year. He's got the hat trick here tonight. Joey Lucchese had 24 goals last year. He's got 4 goals tonight for the Spartans. And, of course, Tyler Lombardi in goal for Aurora University. He returns as well. But the Blue Jays are right in this game. They have been playing. Boy, it's just been a great game here tonight. Blue Jays led by 2 briefly in this game. They led 7-5 with 10:37 left to play. But 3 unanswered goals actually for AU, and they have this 8-7 lead. 2:07 remaining. J.K. Torres with the ball on the restart here. Back to action and getting shoved by Quinn Stokes. And it's going to be Blue Jay ball here. We are at the 2-minute mark of this one. Blue Jays with the ball, looking for the game-tying goal, trying to send this one perhaps into overtime.
Clear attempt is good.
Clear attempt is good, and the shot as Funderburk came close to the cage, knocked away. It'll be Spartans ball here. Big, big play right there. 1:40 left. Aarons flips it ahead. Clearing is good for AU, and now they can set up their offense. 3 unanswered goals here in this 4th quarter for the Spartans, and they are clinging to a 1-goal lead here, 8-7. 1:15 left. Torres now behind the cage. And it does. AU's not really even looking to attack. 1 minute remaining here in this one. Oh, coming in from behind and knocking it loose. And they're going to call a foul, and they restart it. AU ball. 50 seconds remaining. Blue Jays desperately need to get the ball back here. There is a penalty flag now. Lucchese with the ball, and he's just running around in a circle here. Just trying to run down the clock. Half a minute remaining. Now he passes it off. Again, there is a penalty marker down. Now Torres is running here to the near side. Still running, cradling the ball. Still cradling it. 14 seconds left. Now it's into the hands of Hardison. Hardison gets checked. 6 seconds to go. 4, 3, and the Spartans are just going to run this one out. And Aurora University comes away with the victory here tonight as they win their season opener by a score of 8-7, but a hard-fought game. And I tell you what, it was a great game by both teams. Coach Mark Morrell has to be awful proud of the effort by his Blue Jays here tonight. But they fall in their home opener to AU. Again, your final score 8-7. The Blue Jays now 1-1 on the year. AU is 1-0. So the next game for the Blue Jay lacrosse team 1 week from tonight, as they will head to Wisconsin to take on Concordia. 3 o'clock will be the start of that ball game. We thank you so much for logging on to BlueJayTV.com. For our entire crew, Ashley Liljeberg, Glenn Liljeberg, my name is Mark Kruger. Again, thank you for watching Blue Jay lacrosse as the Blue Jays come up short to the Spartans tonight by a score of 8-7. We'll see you next time. So long, everybody.